Thank you, everyone, for joining us today for the Meadow Lake Board meeting of September 26th. If we could start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First, we call the meeting to order, and then we'll review the posted meeting notices.
Absolutely. Behind item number 2 in the agenda are the posted notices, which were posted at the appropriate places in a timely manner to make this meeting in order.
Great. And then we have public comment. If anybody would like to come on up, there's 3 minutes for public comment.
No?
If not, we'll close the public comment. Next, we have approving the business meeting minutes of May 25th. We've all had a chance to look them over. If there's no changes, I'd look for a
I
motion.
have 2 small changes.
Okay.
The first page say a Thursday, May 25th, not Wednesday. And the second page will say approve the minutes of June 1, 2022, not June 1, 2023.
Perfect. So with those changes, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by J.C. Garrison.
Second.
Support by Riparian Rubin. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? That does pass. So next, we will confirm expenses since the last review of May 25, 2023 through September 20th, 2023.
And behind packet item number 5 are 2 things. One is a summary description of the invoices paid since the last meeting, and they total $23,000, almost $23,500. And then the full detail expense ledger of all the items that were approved and paid in accordance with the board's delegation of that authority to the chair to pay these invoices, but before the next meeting.
And do we have a motion to confirm?
So moved.
Motion by J.C. Garrison.
Second.
Support by Riparian. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? That does pass. Next, we'll review the reports received as of September 21, 2023.
So
Is anyone going to come from Aquaweed? Probably not.
no, but we did receive their from Aquaweed concerning the water quality at Meadow Lake. A summary report is in the packet, and Lake Pro did a muck review or study, survey maybe is a better word, for the lake quality. And these things are included in the packet in case anybody had any questions. And Tom, they get posted on our the Engineering Lake Board website, right?
They do.
They're available for the public as well.
Well, the question to them is they had said it's normal, but it does appear that we have more than normal. Is this something that you're not worried about? Or?
Yeah, I had that question also.
Yeah.
And I sent a little explanation to Mark and Tom that I called Aquaweed to ask about the ranges then and the classification with the normal caution. And he indicated that that was just sort of based on their review of the literature and whatever, they came up with these ranges. So it's not like a government EPA. So I put a little column in the explanation I sent you of what the actual EPA MCL, which is the maximum contamination level, is compared to where we were.
Okay.
But the bottom line is, depending on which government group is looking at these numbers, they have parameters. For instance, the MCL for lead is considered to be 0, having any lead. And so, but the applicability with us would be if we ever dredge proposal, these have to be reviewed, the sediment, the heavy metals, And if they exceed their parameters, then you have to go to like toxic waste or a different level. So I try, so it's basically whatever you're reviewing it for, but what, with the muck analysis from Lake Pro and from, we were trying to get an idea as to why we're having recalcitrant algae blooms, and haven't received the full report from Lake Pro. However, he mentioned that because there's so much organic material in the sediment, it's sort of like a fertilizer stick. It just keeps constantly replenishing the nutrients that are driving all this. And so we're trying to get an idea of what we're dealing with. And one of the issues, like when they say normal, that doesn't mean naturally occurring. So he did mention every time we do one of these copper treatments, that goes into the minute, it doesn't go away. It stays there. So we had a very high level.
Okay.
So that's, unless you have any.
No, if you're not concerned, I'm not, because you
I
know
mean,
more about it than I do.
yeah, no, I mean,
You know
I'm
much more than I
concerned, but
do.
it's like the question of
Right.
what we
Right.
do about it or what our neighborhood wants
Right.
to explore.
Perfect. Does anyone else have any questions on those? No? So next, go to considering the approval of a general liability insurance policy received from Cincinnati Specialty Underwriters.
Okay, so item number 7 is a copy of the insurance for general liability. It would insure this board and the members of the board for any claims under the general liability type claim. One of our last meetings, we approved obtaining the director's officer's liability insurance and discussed obtaining general liability insurance. We have now this quote. Our broker did a survey of different and worked to obtain different quotes, and most of the, actually all of the organizations he approached, the folks that generally write a lot of these types of things for homeowners associations and the like, all declined to quote. So it's getting harder to insure the lake board or HOAs, especially because we're dealing with water, the idea that someone could be in the water and fall in or drown, the water quality concerns, that he did obtain one quote, which according to our broker is still a competitive quote at $1,600 annually for general liability insurance. And because we've seen the uptick in litigation, which 2 lake boards have been sued, you know, I'm recommending that we obtain, we continue to maintain the directors and officers liability insurance, but also get a general liability insurance coverage for the board generally, and more particularly for the riparian, because, you know, all your volunteer work, want to make sure that you're, you know, covered properly by insurance by the board. So, any questions about the general liability policy?
I'm definitely in favor of it with the litigious nature of the world nowadays and how we've already had some lawsuits, unfounded, but lawsuits against lake boards. I think it's just safer for everybody.
And you're seeing some other lake boards around the Oakland County ask about this too?
What was it, Wild Lake?
I think it might be,
Has been inquiring about it. That's the only other one I'm aware of, but.
yeah,
You usually
So
don't
we-
know you need it until you don't have it
Right.
and you needed
Yeah.
it.
right?
Exactly.
And we
Yeah.
looked around and we couldn't find other lake boards that had been, that didn't dissuade us from the necessity to do it, because it seems to make a lot of sense. I mean, most people won't even be on an HOA board. HOAs are insured, and we found this lake board was not insured, separately by itself, and the riparian was not insured. So we're working to correct that, and this helps to do that.
Yeah, our association, we had the insurance through Cincinnati, and
Oh.
one of the services that was helpful is they give us like a risk management assessment. So last year, they actually came out to the lake and looked around and recommended like just methods or things we could do to potentially reduce. And he actually sent us, I can forward it over if you're interested, a case that was in Macomb County that was a recent, and so it was sort of a cautionary tale as to what can happen. But he gave us a comprehensive suggestions as ways but you're right, it's harder and harder to. Our HOA's been trying to get competitive bids for insurance, and they're just not. And then United Homeowners had that pooled insurance, and they discontinued, and we had to reapply by September 15th for our HOA to be considered. And then this, if we stayed with this, then they gave us a tail back to 2000, but then it converts to claims made.
Wow. So I would like to see the risk management assessment that you have. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. So do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by J.C. Gearson, second by Right Parent Rubin. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That does pass. Next, we have reviewing the revenues, expenses, and fund balance report as of September 2023.
And behind item number 8, we've just simply included this as information. It's supportive of the request that comes next to amend the budget.
Do we have to,
But we see a fund balance of $20,000 presently.
any questions of that before we move on? No? Okay, so now we'll consider the approval of amendments to the 2023 budget.
So moved.
Support.
All right, that's easy enough. Motion by Ray Rubin, support by J.C. Garrison. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That does pass. Any new business?
No.
No? No. Okay, then our last item is to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
Motion by any support? Support by J.C. Garrison. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right. Adjourn.